Hi guys, happy Sunday with Satan. So, alright, today I kind of wanted to take a break from tarot. I honestly don't know what else I can teach about how I interpret the tarot and how, I lay my cards out and I just do it every other way that everybody else does, maybe? I honestly don't know. So, when I do have more creativity to explain more about how I read the cards and, all that good stuff and what I use, I pretty much think I covered everything yesterday. So, but today I kind of wanted to go over Valak. So, alright, so the story behind the fearsome demon from the NUN. And I love how it does tie into the Conjuring universe, and it's pretty amazing. And supposedly, in the Conjuring 2, this is what Ed has a vision of, or a dream of. And then Lorraine obviously finds out that Valak is real, and finds out, she's, scribbling away in her Bible, beating it, to death, and, really doing a number on it. So the funny thing is, when you watch the NUN, or not the NUN, but the Conjuring 2, when she is Lorraine, or Vera, which I love her, she's amazing, she portrays her so well. The outfit, I think she wore it better. No offense, Lorraine, no offense, you're still an amazing woman. But yeah, you can see right in the beginning the name Valak spelled out, so it is an actual daemon, not a demon. So, and it's not portrayed as a nun. So, but it's pretty interesting. It's very interesting. The nun appears in the Conjuring and Annabelle. So, all right. So this is about this is allthingsinteresting.com. So, the story behind the fearsome demon, Valak, or the nun, which I don't agree with that, but so the Valak is well known now thanks to the nun and the Conjuring. Stories of this terrifying demon actually stretch back centuries, and you can actually find the nun. So we all know what the nun looks like. It's just a disfigured, creepy-looking nun, which I think somebody should go as for Halloween this year. And if you guys do, I want to see pictures because that's pretty interesting. I think somebody should go as Annabelle too. That'd be amazing. But all right, so the depiction of the demon Valak from the nun is a nun, the regular nun, with some crazy, freaky-looking eyes. She is a shadow thing. Never had any kind of earthly existence, so that's why she's considered an inhuman spirit. Actually, he. So, alright, now, skeptics are quick to dismiss the veracity of horror movies that claim to be based on real events, but the references to the demon Valak, the one at the center of the nun, stretch back centuries. So this actually has a lot of history to it, Valak does. So the one at the center of the nun, whatever, I just read that. So, and while the demon itself may not be real, we can at least investigate where history and cinema align and where they diverge. So, obviously, and Lorraine Warren, what didn't they, investigate? Like everything. I don't know, I'm thinking more and more about how, he was so, if you watch the Sally Jesse Raphael show, look for I Was Raped by a Ghost. Watch Ed. Watch how enraged he gets. He is full of rage. So that kind of makes me think that he was kind of exploiting Lorraine more so for their own monetary gain, which, obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but, some people would disagree. But so Ed and Lorraine came in, Warren, obviously, so paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren first came into the spotlight after their initial investigation into the famous Amityville haunting. So in 1976, all of the disturbing, supposedly supernatural events were later widely reported to be a hoax. So, that I remember actually seeing something, a documentary about how they totally made everything up. They had, the strings for the bells and, all the bells and whistles and stuff. So I did see, and I've read a lot about Ed and Lorraine faking the Amityville. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But, so, alright, where'd I go? Okay, so yeah, the popularity of the 1977 book, The Amityville Horror, and the subsequent 1979 film capulated the Warrens into the spotlight. So they were in there, but I mean, they weren't not as themselves. They were just being portrayed. And then again, I don't know. Maybe it was them. So finally, another one of the Warrens' cases made it onto the big screen in 2017. So The Conjuring tells the story of another famous American haunting and proved to be such as a huge horror hit that has spawned an entire film series based off the Warrens and their exploits. So, yes, everything, just kind of came from them. So, the authenticity of the investigations behind these stories is controversial. Very controversial, I mean, wow. So with some skeptics arguing that the based on real events tagline is just there to, boost ticket sales. However, the origins of Valak, the creature featured in the series' latest installment, The Nun, it stretches back, actually for centuries. So we have Valak in history, which a lot of people are going to think Valak is evil because of The Conjuring and because of The Nun. But no, Valak is not evil. So, alright, Valak in history. So The Nun tells a story of a demonic presence that haunts a Romanian monastery dressed in the garb of a Catholic nun. Who is it? Who plays it? She plays one of the witches in Coven, or American Horror Story Coven. And then she plays Tessa something? I don't know. But yeah, she was good. She's very good in the Nun. I like it. And then I like in The Nun how we meet the man, Francisco, I think his name was, that was possessed, and that's what freaked Lorraine out and made her stay in her bed, or room for 8 days and not come out, not eat or anything. So I don't know. This is just different. So alright, the demon made its first appearance in the film series in The Conjuring 2, during which the Lorraine Warren character is able to stop it wreaking havoc and banish it back to hell by using its name, Valak. So the first known reference to the name, centuries upon centuries before the Warrens, comes from a medieval grimoire entitled this is going to be, I'm not going to be able to say this word, so whatever, I don't care. The Clavicle of Solomon, or the Lesser Key of Solomon. Professor Owen Davies described grimoires as books that contain a mix of spells, conjurations, natural secrets, and ancient wisdom, and the Clavicle indeed described it as a guide to the ceremonial art of commanding spirits, both good and evil. So, we actually have a lot. So it's an 18th century German grimoire where Valak is first actually introduced in history. So I'm sure it goes back further than that in many different phases. So yeah, it's really interesting. The Lesser Key of Solomon, that's the book too, in the Warrens Museum in Annabelle Comes Home. So that is the book. It's the Lesser Key of Solomon. I don't know what YouTuber said that, but I thank you for telling me that, because I thought that was pretty interesting. So literally they just had the Lesser Key of Solomon in there. Not knowing. And then Bathsheba was actually biblical. So, yeah, very biblical. So, okay, the Solomon referenced in this particular grimoire's title is the same King Solomon of the Old Testament fame. So the biblical Solomon was renowned for his wisdom, and at some point around the century BC, the idea spread that the king's realm of knowledge had also influenced certain secrets of astrology and magic. So he has had a very big influence on the movies. The Lesser Key of Solomon, which is, the book of the Goetia. He is influenced a lot, and I really think he would probably be pretty pissed off knowing that his work has been twisted and, misconstrued by devout Roman Catholic investigators of the paranormal. So, where did I go? Ooh, it just got really windy. The scene in The Conjuring where she's hanging up sheets and she sees that cloud coming and the wind picks up? No, I'm just joking. It did get windy though. So, okay, where'd I go? Yeah, okay, so he was very knowledgeable. I mean, geez, King Solomon was amazing, and Bathsheba is actually related, in relation to King Solomon. I think it's his mother. I do think it's his mother, if I'm not mistaken. So I like that. So the grimoire bearing his name lists the 72 daemons. I like to say daemons. I don't like the word demon. It just sounds evil, and demon actually means helpful spirit. So, daemons that king supposedly vanquished during his reign, providing readers with their names and instructions for expelling them. So here is a picture of Valak, which is really cool. So War, another demon described in the clavicle, who supposedly appeared when the sun was in Sagittarius. Right, so this is not Valak, so that is another daemon from the Goetia. Pretty interesting looking. I mean, I like it. I like it. Alright, so now we have the fact versus the fiction. With, Lorraine, she finally realizes, in the Conjuring 2 that, oh, I know your name now. It's in her Bible, so she has to get her Bible, but she left her Bible back at the house. How did she get her Bible back that quick? Alright, so, okay, Valak is the 62nd demon listed in the clavicle, according to which he appeareth like a boy with angel wings riding on a two-headed dragon. So Valak's recent depiction as a nun was pure invention on the part of the director of The Conjuring 2, James Wan, which is still an amazing director, so no offense to his interpretation, because he is like I see him as he's like a child, but just his vision for these films are incredible. So it's just really cool to actually see that. So, according to Vaughn, the real Lorraine Warren told him about a spectral entity that appeared as a swirling tornado vortex with this hooded figure. So Juan then decided to have the figure don the costume as a nun to put it in more directly in conflict with Warren's Catholic faith. So it's actually probably a thought projection of Ed and Lorraine trying to attack their faith. So people that literally are attacking their faith, I can make that connection. Connect those dots. So, alright. So the Bible itself contains no reference to Solomon's 72 demons, and the clavicle was actually listed on the Vatican's 1599 indexes of prohibited books. So the church considered the text not only non-religious but heretical. Whatever. However, to the dismay of many inquisitors, the grimoire was still found in the possession of many a Catholic priest. So they actually use these to know the names of the demons so they can expel them. So despite being banned, the grimoire remained hugely popular in Europe, and given the success of the Conjuring movies, it seems that its contents still hold a terrifying appeal to this day. So I don't know why would they have, and use that book if they were devout Roman Catholics? Don't you think that they would stay with the Bible and the Bible only and not consult all of this other stuff? And if you watch how she uses her rosary as a pendulum, and she advises to stay away from those psychics, Ouija boards, broken Ouija boards. I don't know why a broken Ouija board would be bad. Nothing can happen. I've seen another YouTuber talk about broken Ouija boards, and I just kind of laugh. I really hysterically laughed. So, but after this look at Valak, read the disturbing story of Annalise Michelle, and discover the true tale behind the exorcism of Emily Rose. Alright, so that's just about, Emily Rose. But still, Valak. It's pretty interesting. A very interesting demon that I like. So I do like Valak. Alright, so. Alright, now we have just a little more about Valak. And here, we actually have the picture of the childlike image with wings, and he is on literally a two-headed dragon. So, Valak is a demon described in the Goetic Grimoires, the Lesser Key of Solomon, in some version as Ualak or Valak. So, and in Thomas Rudd's variant as Valu. So, Joanne Weiner's whatever as Valak, winged, an angelically winged boy riding a two-headed dragon, attributed to the power of finding treasures. So, where's the connection to the Conjuring? It helps you find treasures. So that's just, that's very different. So, the Lesser Key, the Munich Manual, Rudd and Weyer further agree in ranking Valak as a president and attributing him with the power to locate, summon, and control serpents. So the Officium Spiritum similarly attributes Doulas with the power to give the summoner command of the serpents as well as of household spirits. But it ranks Cooler and Doulas as princes instead of presidents. So yeah, they do have ranks. He's the Marquis. A Marquis. So that's a rank in the Goetia and the Goetic daemons. So Valak is listed again 62nd in the Lesser Key of Solomon, even by Rudd, and the 49th by Weyer, with either version claiming the heads 30 legions of demons, although some manuscripts say 38. So the Munich Manual describes Valak as controlling 27 legions of spirits. Alright, so Valak actually has its own legion of spirits, as all of the Goetic demons do. So, which is pretty cool. So the Officium Spiritum, depending on the manuscript, ranks colors as either 21st, with no note of how many spirits that he commands, or in the copy found in the Folger Shakespeare Library, 22nd, and commanding 13 legions of spirits. So all extant and complete versions of the Officium Spiritum list Doulas as the 25th demon, commanding 20 legions of spirits. So there's a lot of different stuff going on with Valak. So Rudd's version, though, uniquely has Valak opposed by the, some really, really weird angel, Lalel. So, alright, now, Valak in popular culture, we have the 1998 movie Vampires features a character named Valak as the first vampire, and that's Valek. So, Volak, Volac, appearing in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina comic book series in issue number 7, a young Edward Spellman, father of Sabrina Spellman, summons the demon at the request of Alphonse Louis Constant. So, I did not know that. So, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina fans, comic book series in issue number 7. That's where you can find that one. I haven't seen anything, I don't think, yet in Sabrina to kind of depict Valak, but who knows? We have 2 seasons coming in December. That's exciting. So yeah, that's different. It's very different. So I do like that. Alright, now we have Ualak. So Ualac appears in the Hellboy story, A Box Full of Evil, as a major antagonist. So, and then we have the 2016 horror film The Conjuring. But there's a bunch of, I don't understand this. So, as Valak as the main antagonist, taking on the form of a demonic nun, and the Crooked Man from the rhyme, There Was a Crooked Man. So, what is it? Is it the Crooked Man, or is it Valak? I don't know. However, the character bears no resemblance with mythology besides the name. So in this film's interpretation, the Daemon is associated with snakes, seeking human possession to escape its confinement within the Carthra monastery of Romania. So the nun will later have a cameo in the 2017 film Annabelle creation, and receives its own spin-off films, The Nun, released on September 7th, which was... Is that Lorraine's birthday? Or Ed's? I think it was Lorraine's, I'm not sure, one of them, of 2018, and The Crooked Man, still in development. The Crooked Man. Now that's something that I would love to dig into. the Crooked Man. I like that. So, Valak appears as the 4th boss in the game, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. For the Nintendo 3DS and PC, I don't know anything about Nintendo except for the original one. He is depicted as a 2-headed dragon that can refuse to make an even bigger dragon. He appears again in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Alright, now Valak appears also in the first season of Shadowhunters, where it is summoned to retrieve Clary's memories back from it. So you can see, we have popular culture Valak in a lot of these. So, the name and the serpent, that's the only thing that rings true to the actual Daemon Valak. So, why? I'm trying to put it all together with, there's too much. The Conjuring universe, the Annabelle universe, it's all just huge. It's way too much. But I'm really, really, really interested in the Crooked Man, and it's still in development. So that's going to be really interesting. Really interesting. So, yeah, we have lots of different stuff. So I'm really, really excited about the Crooked Man. So, but Valak, still, I don't think, there's anything wrong with Valak. But there was a Crooked Man, so, alright. 1842, and it was a nursery rhyme, and nobody knows who wrote it. Unknown. Alright, so the original version, there was a crooked man and he walked a crooked path, a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence upon a crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat with a crooked caught with a crooked mouse, and they lived together in a little crooked house. It's interesting. I want to see this movie. So, alright, the rhyme was first recorded by James Orchard Halliwell in 1842. So it was recorded by him in 1842. Alright, so it gained popularity in early 20th century. One legend suggests that this nursery rhyme originated in the once prosperous wool merchants' village of Levenham, about 70 miles northeast of London, having been inspired by its multicolored, half-timbered houses, leaning at irregular angles as if they were supporting each other. So other sources state that the poem originates from British history, especially the period of the English Stuart King Charles of England. That was 1600 to 1649. So, the Crooked Man is reputed to be the Scottish General Sir Alexander Leslie, who signed a covenant securing religious and political freedom for Scotland. So, the crooked stile in the poem was the border between England and Scotland. So they all lived together in a little crooked house, refers to the fact that the English and the Scots had at least come to an agreement, despite continuing great animosity between the two peoples, who nonetheless had to live with each other due to their common border. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. How the houses do lean a little bit, and you can see it in the Conjuring 2, which is really interesting. So I think I might actually rewatch that one tonight. I'm not sure. I tear up when he starts to sing. Patrick Wilson is amazing. His voice, he does that Elvis impersonation with his lips and all that, and he starts to sing, and all the kids start to sing. That just, makes me tear up, because my grandma, she was a diehard Elvis fan. Oh, I love it. So, but the great, I don't know this word, so, yeah, I'm waiting for people to correct me. Reckonage, the Great Reckonage around 1690, completes the poet's purpose by pointing out the crooked sixpence, coin clippings, and alchemical metallurgy schemes of the times prior to c. 1690. So, we have a little bit of the Crooked Man. I really, 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 really hope we get a song. Or, not a song, but I really hope we get a movie of that. So, that's pretty amazing. pretty amazing. Okay, what else did I want to show? Okay, there was a little more. Huh. So yeah, this is an article from the Goetic Demon for the album by... Wow. Huh. Okay, yeah, I don't know. We have a Valou film of 2018, but I'm not sure. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. It's very interesting. I don't know. So we have, we actually have how to summon Valak, the demon featured in the Conjuring 2 and the Nun. So it's not every day that a demon gets a name dropped on the big screen. No, it's not. It's pretty interesting too. So, but Valak's certainly been making a splash. For those who want to know how to summon Valak, the internet has your back. Be careful though, the Daemon from the Conjuring universe isn't quite how he appears in the movies. In fact, a grain of salt should be taken whenever learning about demons, whether it's on the internet or in films. After all, demonology isn't a precise science. So, that said, whatever happens when summoning Valak happens at your own risk. Possession and all. Now, I don't know if... I honestly don't know if that would, possession by Valak. I honestly don't see that happening. Not for myself, maybe for somebody else that believes that. So, yeah. So, the really weird... Demonium is a grimoire from the 1500s that classifies, organizes, and outlines the summoning rituals for various demons. So, whoa, what happened? Whoa, am I getting a virus on my laptop? Shit. Sorry, guys. Alright, so yeah. Yeah, not much else on Valak. I don't know. So yeah, how to actually summon Valak. That would be quite interesting, I think, to actually maybe through a black mirror. I don't know. I know you can do it safely with the Valak sigil and all that stuff, but I mean, it's very interesting still. It's very, very interesting, and I would love, well, maybe not. I mean, the movie actually does give you kind of freaky, I mean, it's just a movie, but still, kind of freaky. What do you guys think? Have you guys ever had any experience with Valak? Or just from the Conjuring series and Annabelle. But I think it's going to be a really good one. I really do. And I'm excited for the Conjuring 3. What else? The Crooked Man. I want to see that. There's got to be something out there about that. A movie, maybe? Something? You would think. So yeah, very interesting background information, especially how, yeah, James Wan's mind works. It's just like a madman's orchestra of toys and dolls and just creepy stuff, and it's just amazing. It's beautiful. I would love to get inside his mind and read it. But, so, alright guys. Happy Sunday with Satan, or Valak. I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah, and let me know what you guys think about the other video with the tarot. So yes, but yeah. Alright guys, I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you all have a great Sunday. And everybody, yeah, I love you all. So, all the way from Venus, all the way back down. And yes, I will see you guys all tomorrow. And yeah, thank you guys for all the wonderful comments and just being here, and yeah, I love you all. So, everybody, make sure to conjure Valak. No, I'm joking. Well, if you want to, let me know how it goes. So, alright guys, I will see you guys tomorrow.